Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Grade League and we got a different team to try out. So we're going to be using the Toxapex paired with the Dewgong and the Diggersby in the back. Our opponent here has the Dunsparce. Dunsparce is going to be able to throw these Jorvuns. The Jorvun is going to be able to chip away. However, we can tank two of them. Go for another Sludge Wave here. Sludge Wave does go through. And then we're going to be able to get to this Brine, either to get a shield or get the KO. To decide to let it go. Now we're going to see the Talonflame come in, so we're going to switch into the Dewgong immediately. Our opponent does throw the Brave Bird immediately there, so nice chip and dip basically. And we are going to fire off a Icy Wind towards this Cresselia. Cresselia is going to tank two Icy Winds and look for the farm down at this point. So we're going to have to come in with the Diggersby. We're going to see what moveset they're going to be running. Grass Knot does get revealed. They do switch out to reset the debuff. Our opponent is going to be able to throw a Fly here. So we did manage to save the shield. We go for the Scorching Sand. Now they know they are in range of the Scorching Sand, so they decide to let it go. We're going to see the Cresselia come back in, and we need to get probably two more Scorching Sands off. Can we get it off with this health? Okay, looks like we're going to have to try to farm down at this point. We do shield here, and our opponent ends up having double Grass Knot, so GG's to our opponent. They had a really tanky team with the Cresselia lurking in the back. I guess our only win condition in this particular matchup was throwing the Hyper Beam instead of the Scorching Sand with our Diggersby. So it was kind of a 50-50 call at that point, but it was still pretty close considering Cresselia was lurking in the back. Alright, next we got the Toxapex versus the Feraligatr. Shadow Feraligatr tanking a lot of fast move damage right now. Hydro Cannon does get revealed. They're just going to soak up all of this energy. Sludge Wave does get used, takes out the Feraligatr. We see the Talonflame coming back in. They have enough energy to throw a big move. They do decide to throw the Brave Bird and dip out of there. And then they switch out into the Clogsire. So good shield by us. Now we're going to apply a ton of pressure, throwing a bunch of Icy Winds. Icy Wind number 2 goes through. Double debuff at this point. If they have Stone Edge, this will not KO. There's the Stone Edge. We're going to reset the debuff. We're going to see if we can get a good amount of farm. Earthquake does get thrown, but it's double debuff, remember. We're just going to throw Scorching Sands at this point because we don't really need a big charge move because we can shield here, and we still have a full health, not full health, but a decent health Toxapex still. Our opponent does decide to quit finally when we switch out into the Dewgong, and that is GG's right there. So another Talonflame lurking in the back. Interesting team that we're seeing right now. I know that Feraligatr, Talonflame, pretty decent core. Okay, we got the Toxapex versus Toxapex Mirror here. These are always tricky, the mirror matchups. It's a matter of who's gonna be able to win CAP, who's gonna shield, who's gonna try to switch on and catch. Unfortunately, we are just going to play this out for now, as both of us are wary of switching out early. We're going to fire up our own Sludge Wave here, and it looks like we have the slight health advantage. They are going to throw a move or see if we can catch a Sludge Wave. We do catch a Sludge Wave onto the Diggersby. We see the Talonflame lurking in the back again. This Talonflame here is going to throw a Flame Charge, and we're just going to fire off a Hyper Beam. Hyper Beam does get shielded, so nice shield by our opponent. We are going to be able to get to another move here. Let's see if we get double shield, or is this going to get some chip damage. Okay. Nice chip damage by the Diggersby. We're going to shield here. So now they reveal Flame Charge and Fly. We're just going to save all that energy there, and we see the Gyarados in the back. So we are going to be able to ramp up these Icy Winds. We get them to get deep up. They're going to fire off a Trailblaze, boost up their attack again. We're going to fire off a Icy Wind again. This is going to get them deep up. They do decide to shield and combo play here into the Toxapex. Take out the Gyarados. We know they still have a Toxapex with no energy. They're going to come back in with the Gyarados, or sorry, come back with the Toxapex. We both try to farm out. We are able to farm out because we have a better Toxapex. And we are going to be able to fire a Brine towards the Talonflame. So GG's to our opponent. Able to win that game with our Toxapex. Honestly, the Toxapex switch out was the play, but sometimes it doesn't work out. Alright, here we're going to switch out into the Dewgong versus the Clogsire. They go for the early Stone Edge. We do shield the correct move. Ooh, we see the Azumarill. So Azumarill here is going to be tricky because it's very tanky. We are going to debuff them first, so it guarantees that we are going to win this matchup. Double debuff is going to for sure help us win, because now these play routes are doing less damage, and now we can switch out into the Toxapex. We wait for them to switch out. There's the switch out into the Clogsire. We have a ton of energy, so we are going to be able to fire off another Brine. They are going to be able to reach a Earthquake, but we can survive an Earthquake from this range, so we decided to let this go. Earthquake does roughly 60% right there. We're going to keep on firing off this Brine. This is going to get the Shield Ward, it's going to get the KO, and now we see what's in the back. Okay, Azumarill decides to come back in versus this Dewgong. Playoff does get revealed. We're going to fire off the Icy Wind again. This is going to debuff them again. We are anticipating maybe a farm down. Let's see. Okay, we're going to fire off this Icy Wind right when they get to their move. So down goes the Azumarill, and now we see the Mandibuzz come back in. This Mandibuzz is going to have to tank these Icy Winds, but it's going to debuff them. So we do get that very important Icy Wind to go off, and now we see the Diggersby come in. So we're going to be tanking less damage with these Dark Pulses, and just like that, we are going to be able to win this game, I believe, because not only are these attacks debuffed, but they're going to have to start shooting Scorching Sands. There's the shield. We get another debuff, so now they are in an even worse situation. Another Scorching Sand does get thrown again, and our opponent decides to GG's quick because we have 2 Pokemon available. Timer is coming up, and they're double debuff, so it was just going to be extremely hard to come back from that situation. So MVP of that matchup right there was the Dewgong, just inflicting a lot of annoying Icy Winds. Okay, Frostlass versus the Toxapex. It's got a tricky situation. They are going to be able to fire off a Shadow Ball. Pretty decent damage. We do tank it. We're going to fire off a Brine, and this is going to get them into the yellow. They are going to be able to CAP tie us right here. Shadow Ball does get thrown again. We barely survive. We're going to fire off this Brine. They do shield, so we're going to switch out and keep that for a potential sack later. And then we go for this Icy Wind, grab this second shield now. Do we think that this is Cross Chop, or is it going to be the big move? We decided to shield it. They are going to be able to get to the move here, so we're going to have to double shield. Oh, they had double. So this Machamp is going crazy on us. Unable to survive that onslaught of Cross Chops. Another Cross Chop does get used. Huge damage onto the Diggersby. We fire off the Scorching Sand to get rid of the Machamp, and now we see the Wigglytuff. We try to catch a move. Unfortunately, it does not happen. And it looks like this Diggersby is going to run out of health. We're going to fire off a Scorching Sand to take out the Frostlass. And down goes the Diggersby. So GG's for our opponent. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you joined the video.